How you doing? It's Tuesday morning. Grab your coffee, grab your energy drink, and get ready for a little bit of that Yankees Morning Brew. Here we go.
Really, y'all don't know this, y'all in danger. I'm a threat. I'm a gamble with your life, cause you know that it's okay. It's okay. You know I ain't letting up, my foot is on your neck. Take my word for it, it's a promise and a threat. Really, y'all don't know this, y'all in danger. I'm a threat. I'm a gamble with your life, cause you know that it's a bet. It's a bet. You know I ain't letting up, my foot is on your neck. Take my word for it, it's a promise and a threat.
Yeah, buddy. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Oh, wait. Hold on, guys. You know what? I know I'm filling in for Hector. I got to do it differently, right? Good morning. Wake up and get your coffee. What up, TC? What up, Grandpa Tats? How we doing?
What up?
What's going on?
Not Yankees wins. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah.
Boom, boom. Man, TC, what's up, my guy? Uncle Grandpa Tats. Appreciate you filling in today. As you all know in the chat, Hector is out visiting his pops. So shout out to Heck being able to go out there, spend some time with his pops. Want to thank everybody in the chat for the support you showed Hector, the NYNewsTV fam stepping up and helping Heck. And because of him having to go deal with some family stuff, now you guys are stuck with my stupid ass. You got Uncle Grandpa Tats, you got TC Steels, but here's what's been consistent. The Yankees continue to find ways to lose, and we get to talk about it. Guys, I thought this was the perfect way to start the show. Let's just, for a moment of silence. I mean, look at the pose. I mean, it is just quality pose. We've got to talk about this. We really do.
That on a poster.
Oh my God, right? A big fat head right on my wall. Just exactly. Ridiculous. Before we jump into it, guys, and break down everything, let's give a little roll call to the chat. The moderator of moderators, Blood of the Panther. How you doing? Jonathan, my guy. Shane McNeil, Ella Vici, NFE, Mazza. How you doing, Mr. Fortrade? Dev, my guy. How you doing? Want to make sure we don't miss every big time Jerry in the building.
There he is, Jerry.
I think you know that guy. TC, I think you're really close with him.
Yeah, he's
Sean is in the chat. Merc, so saucy. How you doing? Look, even TC multitasking. I love it. On the show, in the chat. So good. Oh, Hector's favorite 01LS1Z28DABX. Good morning.
I thought you would translate that one for us.
Garcia's in the building. Joshua Moreno, how you doing? Yo, you multitasking too?
Yeah, that's
how we do it.
That's how we do it, right?
Medina,
right,
my guy, how you doing?
That's right, Medina.
Johan, Scares, Li, everybody, Tyler Tablet. Appreciate you guys.
Appreciate everybody coming in.
Everybody's showing up. You know, drop of the likey. Go ahead, smash away. Help us run them up. Guys, let's get into it before we even break down the game itself.
Yeah.
TC and chat, how you feeling about Boone, man? Like, did you think that was a warranted performance? Do you think it was just that, a performance? What was your thoughts of his?
It's just a clown show. He came out and he argued a strike. The pitch that he argued was actual strike. Instead of arguing the other 25 Las Diaz misses, he comes out and does that. It's just a show for everybody, saying, hey, look at me. I'm showing some fire. I'm showing some spirit out here, defending my players. No, you're not. You look like a total clown, goofball. You're not a manager. I don't even know how you got the job. It's a disgrace to this team. I mean, nobody has respect for you. I don't even think any other. Obviously, Las Diaz has no respect for Boone. He went right there, face to face. He didn't back down. He bullied him. He shoved him out of the way. He said, "Get the hell out of here." So
you agree then, TC and Uncle Grandpa Tats? I'll throw it to you too. Laz won that battle.
Oh yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
By far. Oh yeah.
Right. I mean, there was even a part in the whole when he was yelling, he stopped just to listen because Laz was going in. right?
Yeah.
And I went back. Let's be real. He's what, 6 ejections now is what he's at, right? He's leading the MLB in ejections. At least we're leading in some category as a team. And the thing is, 4 of them were warranted, right? 4 of them, you were like, oh, you know what? That was a good one to come and fight for your guys. But last night was such an act. It pissed me off because you know what? Laz, we know, sucks. But he calls it both ways. Both sides were getting the same calls. It wasn't like night and day, like, oh, he's screwing the Yanks. He was doing his usual Laz shit. And then to make it even worse, you come out and throw that tantrum when it's a legit strike. There's nobody that was questioning that strike. It was like, nah, bro, yo. Like, how did someone
He drew a line, too. Did you see the line he drew? The line where the ball.
First of all, I still draw that line when I get to the beat. Tat, what are your thoughts on his performance last night?
For that joke, you could draw a line, but you can't draw up a lineup.
Yeah, exactly. Right.
No, it goes to what you were saying. It was not the right time to come out and make a stupid argument and make a theatrical spectacle of yourself. It was a very consistent strike zone.
Yep.
The graphic even showed, when they pulled up, if they're pitcher friendly, hitter friendly, neutral, it shows very pitcher friendly, and he's very consistent with giving the outside of the plate. Why in that spot is when you decided to completely snap. What I wanted to see was both managers come out and start yelling about the strike. Because it really was justified for both managers to come out and just go after Laz. But that didn't happen because the White Sox aren't going to argue they're winning the game. A game they should not have won with Cole on the mound. That's the other
and they're not trying to win, actually, so they don't care.
Hold on real quick, guys. Hold on. I'm not cutting you guys off. But Hector's in the chat. We love you, my guys. He's on the plane waiting to take off. Hold on, Hector. So are you checking in just to say you love us? Or are you checking in to make sure I know what the hell I'm doing and not making you look bad on your show?
Yeah, he's fine. He's fine.
He's taking notes. He's like, this is what you did wrong. Okay? You call me with that shit, Hector. We're gonna play.
We with you, Hector. We with you, man.
Yes.
I miss you.
We love you, bro. Yeah, but I agree with you, Tats. Both managers could have come out and argued it, right? The timing was horrible.
Yeah.
It just looked foolish. As a Yankees fan, sitting there watching it, it's like you got to pick and choose your battles. And that was the worst time for him to do it. And like you said, TC, Laz made him look bad. He gave it to him hard, and at least the good thing is we will forever have this right here to go back on, and that's more proof, right? That's more proof right there how much of a theater act it was. That this is the highlight everybody's taking from it. Not that he stood up for his guys, not that it was a bad pitch and he gave it to the umpire. No, everybody's just talking about that pose right there. I mean, can you even do it right? I want to try.
Hey, Jigga, we should do a contest for the person that does the best impression and sends it into Yankees Morning Brew. What do you think?
Yes, everybody who's in the chat, all right? Send it on Twitter, tag at Yanks Brew, tag at Morning Brew Sports. Give us your best Aaron Boone RKO / move. Tag it on. It'll enter you, and we'll do a giveaway. I'm serious. We'll do something. But you'll be entered into a duck race just for tagging us with your picture of your best Aaron Boone. Oh, God, Boone. Like, we didn't have enough drama, in the media, in our fan base. You have to come and give us that blessing of a shit. Here's a real serious topic, guys. Okay? And I thought long and hard about this topic. I know Hector always brings, like, serious topics, and I wanted to do the same. So after a lot of research last night, I came up with this. Yankees suck. So it took me
took you a while. Huh?
It took me a while to really, get all the analytics together and pull this together. But here are my Twitter account and 2 imaginary X accounts. Weird. They all agree that the Yankees suck. The Yankees have forgotten how to be good. Yeah. But on a serious note, guys, let's take a step back and go into the last Astros game first before the White Sox. Right? Did you guys feel in that last game like we were kind of piecing things together, or did you feel like it was fake? And the reason I say fake, and I'll give my take on it, is we look like we put runs up. But the point is, it was thanks to a whole shit ton of walks. I didn't see it as, oh, we're turning the, people were like, oh, we're turning the corner. What corner? Like, for real, what corner? The slap you in your face corner? Like, literally, it was just a couple of walks. We scored some runs, and of course, we lost that game, right? Same thing last night. How many opportunities were wasted with guys on base and us not capitalize on it? Yep. So I'll start with you first, Tats. Do you think the Yankees have literally just forgotten what it is to win at this point?
I think they're in the stage of redeveloping better habits at the plate without the finished product result of runs being created. Because you're seeing that they're actually showing a lot more patience at the plate with Sean Casey at the helm as the hitting coach. But the results are not there yet as far as really putting up the runs. The 7 runs with the Astros game was a farce. That was a mirage.
Right.
Right? That was just dumb luck, right? Not one Astros pitcher could throw a first pitch strike. It's too late in the season to see how this is going to transition into actual run production because they're too far behind. They're too far behind the 8 ball where it's really, you're not going to see the results until next year when this team is collectively completely bought in from a full spring training. That's the way I'm looking at it. Because the only way that this is going to continue into a positive is if this philosophy with the hitting carries over to the next season. That's where we're going to see the full result.
TC, before I throw it to you, what's up? I saw we got some more people. J Luck 243, how you doing? Aiden, I don't know if I said hi to you before, but if I didn't, and I did both times again, how you doing? I don't care. I say as many times as I want. Damian Serrano is in the chat. I saw Don Sicario, my guy. How you doing? Yeah, no, Tats, I agree. Right? Is this something that's going to carry over into next season? And it's crazy that here we are and we're already talking next season. Right? I mean, I think most of us are on the train already that you saw what I did there, 4 train? We're on the 4 train for the fact that we probably aren't even making the wild card at this point.
Nah.
Right? Let's be real. The final glimpse of hope, TC, was maybe if we can sweep these White Sox, at least we'll have a little bit more time to kind of battle it out. Do you even think that we have a chance, or is it even worth talking about anymore? Because we can't put runs up. We can't show that we're a freaking solid team. We're not. I don't even think the wild card is in our future, period. And chat, you give us your opinion too, please. Go ahead, TC.
Yeah, well, before I go on, I think Hector says the United Airlines sucks worse than the Yankees. So just wanted to get that out.
Don't speak that over American Airlines.
I can't believe that something sucks worse than the Yankees. But yeah, he put it out there. So no, I mean, it is. It's just a mirage. They got lucky in that Houston game, getting all those walks. They might be a little more patient. I think that it was the Astro pitchers just not finding the strike zone. Even when they were scoring the runs, the Yankees, you knew the Astros they're gonna put some more runs on the board right here. You're just waiting for it. When they tied it 5-5, you're like, they tied it. Big deal. They're gonna lose this game. I know they're gonna lose. So they don't know how to score runs without a home run. They don't hit well with men on base. They just don't hit. They don't have contact hitters. They need to get a whole new team. They really do. They basically have to gut this whole team. These guys have lost their way to make contact. They've had bases loaded. I don't know how many times yesterday, and they cannot score a run. That's the easiest thing to do in baseball with no outs. Runner on third base.
Even in that
they
Astros
can't
game,
score.
When we tied it up right after all those walks, we were happy that we tied it up because we were losing 5-0. So it was great that we tied it up. But even then, we left runners in scoring position. We still left guys on there that we could have easily should have walked out of there with at least 7 or 8.
Like I said, was a mirage because you knew the floor was going to fall from under us. If we had taken the lead, maybe it's a different attitude. But the fact that with all those runners on that we could have put through with one base hit, like they're saying in the chat, that they're cooked.
Yeah,
It's
like kryptonite. Bases
it's okay,
loaded is
gentlemen.
kryptonite.
They won't make the playoffs, but we will be a championship caliber team next year with this current roster. Ask Cal and Cashman. It's sad. It's funny, but like that's what we've been pitched the entire time. You know what? You should be. You should be unpopular. You should be sorry. I'm just kidding, bro. I know. Sorry, Hector's not here this morning, so you don't get the. Oh, it doesn't matter. We love you. Just no, you're late. You're late. Damn it. All right.
Watch it with Jigga here.
No, but I mean,
they knew this was coming.
Right, exactly. They're tuning in. We give them a warning on social.
That's right.
All right.
That's right.
There's two things that's guaranteed. Yankees with runners in scoring position, left on base, minimum 15 times, and Jigga acting crazy.
We love it.
All right. Well, hey, you know what? That's two things to add to my tax list of that. No, but you know, back to the conversation, you guys. I mean, we can sit here and harp on it literally every game. Right, the runners in scoring position. What I'm finding a hard time is, and I'll ask you both as content creators, when you're as a content creator, you want to try to find the positives and things to talk about, right? Mm-hmm. Is it me or is it hard to find positives?
No, it really is. You know, TC, you can't. You know, someone else was late to my chat yesterday, but I digress. But no, I started my show yesterday trying to come off very positive about the patience at the plate. They were able to put up actually a crooked number during a game, you know. But as the show kept going, I just got sucked right into the negativity. Where I'm like, you know what? There really is nothing going on with this organization that shows you that there's any glimpse of hope for this season.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for me, positivity. Yeah, there's not many. I would say what first comes to my mind is Clark Schmidt. What he's done this season, turned it around. He looks pretty good. He's actually probably our second best pitcher as of right now with behind Cole. And Cole's definitely a huge positive this year. And
like if that doesn't give you an example, TC, of the kind of season we had, we spent months calling him Clark Piece of Schmidt. Yeah. Okay, and now we're here in August saying, Clark
is the Schmidt, right?
Yeah, Clark, you the Schmidt, my guy. Like that's crazy. Yeah. Real quick, and I'll let you finish up, TC. The Shift, what up? Joe is in the chat.
What's up, Joe?
He said, I want to have hope, but we have the Marlins, the Braves, and the Red Sox after the White Sox series. It could get even uglier. Yeah, Joe, you know what? You're being nice by saying it could. No, it will. It will. It will get even uglier. And newsflash, little promo here for those of you on the chat. Our boy Joe, The Shift, is joining the Morning Brew Sports, kicking off this Friday, 2 p.m. Ladies and gentlemen, the Big Blue Brew, bringing you the Giants coverage y'all are dying for.
How about that?
Joe joining the team, kicks off. Excited about it. Should we do the intro? Should we share that with people?
Yeah, go ahead.
Why not?
Check out the intro for Joe from the Blitz. Oh, yeah.
Ice in my veins, but you know I'm about to pull my time will only tell. You can try me if you want. Like it get real crazy. You can try me if you want. We gon' find out soon. We gon' find out soon. The record play. We gon' find out soon. Look me in my eyes. You can try me if you want. We don't got the same drive. You can try me if you want. We gon' find out soon. We gon' find out soon. The record play. We gon' find out soon. We gon' find out soon.
Oh yeah.
That's sweet intro.
I take it you put that together, Jigga. You put that one together.
Great intro, but you know what? Let's talk about the Giants. So moving right along, let's get back to the Yankees, people. Joe, we love you. Looking forward to Friday, my guy. Back to TC. Oh, Willie, Jared, big time Jared. We got a Giants show
big time
for
Giants
you.
fan. Giants right there, but not me.
Look, Hector doing his job. 52 people in the building. Let's smack the button. You know what to do. Smack it. Right. So TC, back to you, bro. Can you, like, outside of Clark Piece of Schmidt, that's where you were, right? Saying, like, isn't that crazy, though, that we're highlighting that as a positive light here in August compared to what the season has been?
Yeah, offensively, there really hasn't been a positive. I mean, Glaber, I guess Glaber, a little bit. I mean, he does, he's probably our second best, maybe our hottest hitter right now. Other than that, there's not much. The guys we brought in, I don't see a lot of these guys staying. I see a lot of people moving on. I don't know, Sean Casey. Is that a positive? Bringing in a new hitting coach? I don't know. It's not really showing too much. So, but I do feel bad for Garrett Cole. I mean, you could see his frustration. He's like, what do I got to do out here to pitch? You know, I pitch a hell of a game, and you guys just cannot score runs. It's just.
I mean, let's be real. He probably have 10 more wins on the season, right?
Oh, 15, at least 15 wins.
Talk about letting your Cy Young candidate down. The man has been lights out for us this season. A hiccup here or there, but no one can sit here from any fan base and say Garrett Cole hasn't been the echelon of what a pitcher should be. But man, we have failed him every which way.
Big time.
Like that has to suck, especially when he has been the guy. The guy. We couldn't count on anybody else, period. Right? Injuries, guys coming back from injuries, sucking and blowing kisses to fans. You got guys hanging out in saunas because they drink too much. Like, there's been all kinds of shit with our pitching.
Dysfunction. Yeah.
I mean, Tats, go ahead.
Just think of what his numbers would be if it wasn't for the bullpen having the worst ERA with runners in scoring position. Because he only allowed 2 runs. It was Caney that gave up the other 2 to have Cole end up having 4 earned runs over 7 plus. So that's inflating his ERA when it wasn't even, it was his fault he let the runners on. But why do they constantly, they're so numbers driven, yet they cannot help themselves when putting these bullpen arms in with runners on base, knowing that they suck at getting through those innings. The clean innings, they had the best ERA.
Yeah.
We all know that. Dirty innings, the worst ERA in the game. We could figure it out, but the Yankee analytics team can't. It's just BS. It's so
unfair. They can't figure anything out.
Real quick, because I want to stay on this topic. Yohan Seco, I know, all right? I know. How you doing? Yohan, if you haven't noticed, we have a Jets show on here too. I know the guy who hosts it.
Good show.
Now, I see people in the chat. Let's stick with the Cole conversation, but this has to be talked about. It's getting more and more steam, right? It's really possible. The option is there. Do you guys, I'll throw to you first, TC, do you see this being an option that really comes to light?
I think right now it sure is a possibility because, I mean, where does he see a change in this organization? Hal is still set on keeping the players and going for it. I mean, when there should have been a change, there should have been some movement. We should have sold some pieces, got some pieces for next year. Cashman's still there, and I don't see him moving on. And their philosophy is terrible. They just do the same thing, rinse, repeat, just the same thing. Let's bring in these old DFA'd guys to patch up the positions and not go for the root of the problem. We need to put pieces around Cole and Judge. We can't do this anymore. We can't go on just patchwork, putting Band-Aids on, severed arteries. We're bleeding, we're drowning. Come on. Something has to change drastically. And if Cole isn't given that optimism in the off season, I think he might. I think he might say, you know what, I've had enough of this.
I'm going to throw it over to you, Tats. Real quick, I was going to say what's up to Blue Gold, but then he followed it up with TC. I see you're a Steelers fan. Me too. Therefore, I will not acknowledge you. I'm just kidding, Blue Gold. What's up, my guy? I see Eric Wallace is in the chat. What up, EY? We love you, even if you are a Steelers fan, Blue Gold. Thanks for hanging out, bro. Not everybody can make right decisions. I mean, look at us. We literally made the co-host of the show a Steelers fan, so shit happens, Uncle Grandpa Tats, do you see Cole trying to get out?
I do. The only way he'll stay is he would be my. If I was Cole, here's what I would do. I'll take it this. I'll go through it this way. If I'm Cole, I go to Hal. By the time my opt out comes, if Cashman is still the GM, I'm out.
Right. Good one. Yep.
Cole has the credibility and the resume to hold those cards. If I'm Cole, if Cashman's still the GM by the time my opt out comes up, peace. I'm out. I'll go somewhere else and try to get a title because it ain't gonna happen yet.
That's a good call. Raziel the Great is in the chat. Cole deserves better. Judge deserves better. This franchise is an absolute clown show. for the first time, I can say that 99.9% of our fan base is all on the same page. I mean, I feel like I can go through my phone and find a text that says that right there already this week. All right. What up, the great? Appreciate you. Hype Beast J. The organization is Dumpster Juice right now. First of all, Dumpster Juice sounds weird, possibly like something I would try if I drank too much. But good call on the Dumpster Juice. Can you guys explain to me, switching it up a little bit, obviously, but can you explain to me how we can't, I mean, we struggle as it is already, but what is this shit where if you have over a 5 ERA, we can't hit you for shit? What is this? Like, is it me or is it just anytime we used to go into a game and see someone with a high ERA, as a baseball fan, you're like, oh, we're going to beat the shit out of this guy. I see someone with a 5.6. I'm like, oh my God, we're going to lose. No, like, what is that?
Go ahead, Tats.
No, it really is. We say it all the time. The higher the ERA, the worse our offense is going to be. If you come in with a 1 ERA, we're lighting you up in the first inning for 7 runs. If you have a 10 ERA, you have a very high chance of hitting throwing a perfect game or a no-hitter, because that's just the way we play to our competition. The worse you are, we match them. Oh yeah, well we could suck more.
It doesn't. It's just mind-boggling to me, right?
It really is.
Puzzling.
I see it.
Puzzling. It really
Medina, I never would have thought I'd see the day that would ever happen. I know, for real. Medina, and you know what? I'm going to touch on that one because I also saw Hypebeast said, we make bad pitches look amazing. I was talking to my brother, and I said, I'm sorry, I was talking to my father. And I said, you know what? This is the first time in forever on the Yankees side that I'm seeing New York Knicks vibes. And what I mean by that is anybody comes into the Garden and all of a sudden they become like this amazing superstar. It's like the 6th guy from their bench. You're like, who the hell is this guy? And they come into the Garden, they kill it. This is the version of that for the Yankees. The shittiest pitchers come and they look like Cy Young winners. Like, is it something to do with New York? I mean, can we agree, Tats and TC? We're at the point already that if there's anything that was on a bingo card of all things that can go wrong in your season, we've checkmarked every single one of them.
Yeah, I think so.
No, there's still
like what's left.
Well, I don't want to speak into existence, but something could go awry with the ace. I think that would be the final nail.
Yeah.
Fine. Look, before even opting out, if I'm Cole, I'm being like, yo, you know what? I'm done for the season. Don't bother calling on me. But he still gets, even though if we don't make the play, he still has a chance to be a Cy Young winner, right? So he's still gonna go out there and do his thing, and he deserves every bit of it. But man, if I was Cole, I'd be like, I'm not even thinking of the opt out right now. I'm thinking of, you know what? Screw you guys. All right, I'm done. Don't even waste my arm anymore this season.
Mm-hmm.
At what point, Tats? I'm gonna throw to you first, and chat. This goes to you guys as well. Today, as of right now, today's date, August 8th, are you already on that's it, the season's over? Or is there a date that you have in mind right now that you say it takes this many more losses for me to just count it out completely?
It's done. It's over. It really is. We were supposed to, we all came in, we all went to the series thinking, oh, it's the White Sox. Has anybody really been paying attention to this team? Did you really think we were sweeping the White Sox? The Marlins could beat us right now. Because the Marlins at least are playing for something. They're playing for themselves. The Yankees are too far gone that they're not even playing with any sense of pride. And that's when you can't see the pride in a player, that's it. They've checked out. They really have.
They really are.
I think that there's only 2 people left. I'll say 3, right? Because we'll call in that next. Judge and Glaber are the only ones that are actually playing with a little bit of pride. Everybody else is just trying to get through the season. All right, it's just not our year, maybe next year.
Right.
Those are the only 3 that I would put in that category of they still feel like we can do something. And when you have 3 out of 26, that's a terrible, terrible ratio.
Yeah, it's sad. Yeah, well, as of yesterday, there was 50 games left, and I know Yes put up a stat saying the Yankees need to go 32-18 to get 90 wins, and they think 90 wins will get them the wild card. That is unreachable. There's no way this team's going to win 32 out of 50 games. They already lost the first one. So I'm looking at it more like they're going to go 18-32. There's no way. They're 5.5 games out of a wild card. They got way too many teams to jump over. There's no you're not seeing any glimpse of anything, any hope that they've turned it around. They win 1 or 2 games, and then they fall right back into the, this is the Yankee team that I know from 2023. They don't have any. They get down 1-0, 2-0. The game felt over already. They couldn't even get a hit.
It was 2-0 yesterday. We already thought.
Yeah, exactly. 2-0. You felt like it was over, and they were given. They basically are given games. What do they have? 12 walks, and barely 6 hits. I mean, the first 3 innings they had probably left 10 men on base, and the game was over there. You're like, they're not going to score. Yeah. It's game in, game out. They find different ways to lose games. It's amazing. Well, with their ace on the mound, they still show up and act like that and play terrible baseball. It's just there's no hope for this team. No,
the game is over. The first, what was it? The second, third inning, we had the bases loaded with nobody out, and we didn't score. Like right. That's it. That if they can't, and you had Cease on the ropes. Here's a guy that TC, we've talked about it on the open panels. Cease was the guy that I wanted in the trade deadline. Mm-hmm. If there was one pitcher, Hector and X, if there's one pitcher you want, everybody was saying Giolito, I wanted Cease. Mm-hmm. If only we had a guy like that can really work out of trouble like that, I'd take him in a heartbeat. But we had Cecil.
Matt Blake could turn him around. Do something with him.
He didn't know what to do yesterday. And the Yankees were like, don't worry about it. You're struggling, we'll help you out.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Yeah.
Their fly, they hit 2 fly balls to Benintendi. You didn't tag up. What does that tell you?
It takes four hits to score a run for this team. They had 3 hits, and they had to get another one, and they couldn't do it because they have the slowest runners on earth. Basically, it's amazing. You can't hit a ground ball. I was like, when IKF came up with bases loaded, I'm like, bunt, do something different. And it's
guys, we're literally, and before I jump into this, but Raziel, amazing comments here. Okay, I like to shed light on comments that are worth comment. How's a doofus? A moron. Yep. A tool. Look at that. You got 3 in a row. You deserved all 3 on screen.
That's the show. So you guys like
that's it. Thanks for tuning in. Peace out. Hector, we love you. We're done. Here's the thing.
Drop the mic.
I said it a month ago, TC. You know it. Tats, you know it. Get yanked. I literally said it. We're done. We're done. And that was still a point where people were still hopeful. Right? And I'm Jigger's just silly. He's just an idiot with the Adam Sandler voices. Blah, 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 blah. I said a month ago, nothing was going to change. We were seeing the shit show happening, and it would take one more pitcher injury, one more injury to really just make it, solidify it. And since then, Rizzo, let's not even rehash that whole conversation again. Right. Okay? And then now we got Rodon, and we'll jump into that in a second. But, guys, I think the conversation now needs to be, can we stop talking about, are we going to make the wild card? And are we even going to walk away with a winning record? Like we are in the precipice of ending the season without a winning record. Mm-hmm. I don't even I can't even fathom. When I say it out loud, I'm like, are we talking about the Yankees? To sit here and say we might walk away without a winning record? That's freaking ridiculous. What is our record right now, TC? Let me pull it up.
58-55, I believe.
58 and 55. Am I crazy, guys?
Of the wild card.
No, the crazy thing is that it doesn't mean that anything's going to change. They're just going to be like, oh, this is a tough year. We had, we lost Judge for 2 months. We had the struggles with Rizzo. We didn't have the right Severino. Rodon wasn't healthy. We didn't get him back until the middle of the year. And then the injury excuse to run everything back has already been solidified.
That's another one.
So it doesn't matter if they're not athletic. You're right.
But Dina, we've talked about that, right, bro? Pete's talked about it. Tats talked about it. TC and Hector have talked about it. We've talked about it. Get yanked. The man, when he brought Benintendi in, said we weren't athletic. We needed more athleticism. And then they don't resign him. And again, I get it. He didn't want to be here. That's a different story. I'm not saying Benintendi himself, but I'm saying we went into the season knowing we weren't athletic. He let the athletic guy go and then doesn't even bother bringing in any athletic.
Right.
I see people in the thing. Oh, Stanton, he's done his. I said a snail is faster than Stanton. Correct. But that's the thing, guys. We already know that about Stanton.
Yeah.
No one was going into the season saying, man, you know what? I can't wait to see Stanton holding down left field for us all season. No, we have Stanton for one reason only. When he's in his freaking swing, he's in his bag, and he's DHing. That's his role for us. The fact that we have to spend the whole season seeing his knees tells you how shitty of a season it is.
Well, let's go back to the game with Houston where Stanton was thrown out at home. What are your thoughts on that? I mean, is that's got to be unacceptable, right? I mean,
well, I think that if I could interrupt you, Jake, I think that there's two sides to that coin.
Casey Fontaine. Sorry,
Casey. I think there's two sides to that coin. If he would have went full force slid, pulled something, and then he's out, we're bashing him just the same. Stanton's in that situation. I feel like he can't win with this fan base. It does if he plays to his ability. If he plays within his parameters to stay healthy, we don't like him. When he extends his parameters and gets hurt, we don't like him. We have to make up our mind.
Well,
don't you think
for the record, I think we all know where I stand when it comes to Stanton.
Yeah.
Okay.
We know, Jigga. We know.
Okay. All right. Just making sure. We know.
Yes.
Right?
But if we know that he's not 100% and he's going to give 50%, why are we sending him home and getting an automatic out? I mean, that he was out by a mile. I mean, that
falls on Rojas. Rojas has to know his players.
Yeah.
That's why Rojas was never mentioned in any of the hate.
I'm sorry, it doesn't fall on Stanton.
Right, he was sent.
You don't even have to be a smart coach.
It was unfair to Stanton.
Exactly. Yeah. Tats, if you were at third, would you have sent him?
No.
Okay, TC, if you were at third, would you have sent him? Is there anybody in the chat that would have actually sent Giancarlo Stanton a run home?
Yeah,
knowing that it's Stanton.
Yeah.
Knowing what his legs are. Exactly.
Yeah.
Like that's desperation. I'm gonna give it that makes no sense. Literally. It's like me asking my kids to do something I know they can't do. Hey, I know you don't have your license. Can you go to the store and buy some milk for me?
Right.
Oh, I know you have no job and no money, but fuck it, go do it. No, you can't. It makes no sense.
No, and it's something I've argued, and so have Rob and Donald on the Pitch Light Chronicles. We've argued the Yankees are the ones that ruined Stanton, not Stanton. You took an everyday outfielder that was a power bat MVP, and the Yankees made the decision that he couldn't play the outfield anymore. So, when you are so conditioned to play every day, and staying loose, Stanton has said how many times, when I'm in the field, I feel better. Right? But the Yankees are like, no, but we don't want you to get hurt. So they put this poor guy in bubble wrap, yankified him, and now he is the villain of the team. It just sucks.
Yeah. No, I agree. But listen, let's take a quick moment.
Yes.
All right, let's hit the refresh button. Everybody in the chat, you know the rules. You smack the thumbs. Help us out. If you haven't subscribed yet, what are you doing? What are you doing with your life? It costs you nothing. You just hit the subscribey thingy. We all throw a little party. We're like, we got a new friend. Help me help you. All right. Fritz Art Vanderlei Walter. Bro, what a name. Without all that frozen money, Benintendi let him stink as hell. How many non-outfield and Yankees outfield? Benintendi, even without power, hitting almost 300. Yanks left over 20 on base. Runners and score. Bro, there's nothing in that statement that's not 100% facts. Fritz, appreciate you contributing to the conversation, my guy. That was beautiful. But let's take that pause.
Art Vanderlei. Art Vanderlei. He's an architect.
Let's take the pause. Everybody, just for you in the chat, just a refresh moment. Because at the end of the day, we still got this. Oh, my God. What an idiot! What an idiot!
You always got to have that. Yeah.
I had to bring it up one more time. Boone,
remember, send in your impersonations of Aaron Boone to Yankees Morning Brew.
Literally tag us on Twitter.
I'll even up the ante on the competition. I'll even add in, because it is the Morning Brew, I'll add it in the Pitchlight Chronicles coffee mug.
Oh, snap. Guys, take your picture, tag the brew, tag Pinstripe, tag Hector. Let us see your best impersonation. Guys, this is like when your kid gets angry and mocks you. Yeah. Like, that's all he had left. He's like, yeah. Tag us.
Playing. I'm going home.
I mean, you got to admit, that is a nice little refresh button, right? It makes you laugh for a second and move on. And then, hey, you know what? Let's talk about more exciting Yankee stuff. Freaking the Rodon injury.
Oh, boy.
Boy, are we the luckiest franchise ever.
Oh, my goodness. So,
everything
question
works
one.
Out for us.
This has multiple questions to it, okay?
Okay.
Tats, I'll start with you first. One, did we rush him back? Was he not healthy in the first place to come back? Do you think that plays a part in this?
You could argue with in the current state that maybe one more week of rehab starts would, believe me, it was not going to push the team back.
Right.
Rodon, there were times he looked good. It's been more bad than good. I'm not gonna try to sugarcoat it.
Right.
He says he feels fine. It was just starting to get a little tight. He was actually, it looked like he was confused of why they even took him out of the game. But he understands that, it's the long term that they're looking at, not the now. I think if he's able to, he's such it's so puzzling. I can't figure this guy out. Is he that injury prone? Because it's not like it's the same injury reoccurring. It's something new now. It was the shoulder, the back, now the leg. It's like, what's left? His hand, his foot, his chest.
And that's the thing, right?
I think that
his ego.
Yeah,
broken. Well, that's what leads me to my second question, right? Because let's be real, you've got those on social media that are like, oh, he wasn't injured. He was getting rocked. He just faked the injury so he can get out of the game and all that.
Not after 2 innings.
Right, exactly. I mean, I was like, yeah, he was getting rocked, but it is what it is. I don't think it was a fake injury. My problem is, one, if we did rush him back, the injury is a little different, obviously, than what he was dealing with before.
Yeah.
But do you take this as another sign of, hey, we're not saying it out loud, but we're calling it a season. All right, we're even taking Rodon off, because let's be real, if they were really in a chase, they'd probably still have him in. He wouldn't be on the IL. Right. They'd give him a day or two rest, see if he's ready for his next outing. Right? Do you think this is another sign of them not publicly saying it, but hinting that they agree that this season is over?
Yeah, I do. I pretty much think they're throwing out the white flag. They're waving the white flag now. They have to look realistically. They got to look to next season. They can't be risking any more injuries. Honestly, the next guy is Judge. I would take Judge out, line up, have him get his surgery. Have Cole, Rodon, and Judge just sit it out and be ready for next year, because that's basically the 3 guys that I want coming back. Everybody else, I don't even know if I even want any of them to come back. And it's sad. It's sad to say. I mean, there's just not that, optimism on this team. I don't see anything, a bright spot, like a light at the end of the tunnel. I mean, these other teams, they're making moves for the next season. They have this, and I understand we have some prospects coming up, and that might be something to look forward to. But we know how the Yankees treat their prospects. We know how the luck is not on our side with the organization. They don't know how to deal with anybody. We don't have any luck with these guys. The guys we bring in just seem to always flop, end their careers here. It's I don't know if it's bad luck or karma. I don't know. I don't know what right now at this point. But as far as Rodon, I'm shutting him down. I'm not bringing him back. There's no point.
Dig up the floor at Yankee Stadium. Something's buried there.
Yeah,
for real.
There's really no other explanation for this shit.
Shout out, what up, Grace Monroe is in the chat.
Hey,
Grace, always on fire. How you doing? The chat's blowing it up. We'll turn to see what they had to say.
Love the chat.
Let's see. Razzie, the great said now the head medical guy for this organization is a bleeping clown. Yeah, I'm starting to realize it's a part of needing to be required on your resume to work for the Yankees anymore.
Yep.
It's like, how close to a clown are you? Oh, you nailed it. All right, bozo, you're in.
Bring him in.
Yeah, Hal graduated at the top of the class because he keeps all these freaking guys around. But let's actually start. Why can't we point the fingers at the medical team? Right? Remember in the beginning of the season with Rodon. Oh, he's gonna miss his first start. We're just gonna help him get just a little more loose, and we don't see him for months. And he comes back, he's hurt again.
Trevino.
We have replaced everybody in that medical staff except for Dr. Ahmad. When is he gonna? When is his ass gonna hit the door? And get him out. Because obviously you've changed everybody but him, and we're still having the same problems. Maybe, just maybe, he's not as good as the doctors Yankees think he is.
Yeah.
Like Grace said, I think he faked it. Hey, I mean, you can talk about it, Grace. And she said, not even good acting coming from an actress. He's terrible. Listen, I mean, put your tinfoil hat on, people, because it's possible. Donald Burton, how you doing, Donald! Boone is embarrassing. You know what, Donald? Good morning to you, my guy. I love when me and the chat and all of us are on the same page. You mean this guy? Embarrassing? Stop it! What do you mean, Donald? Stop it. That guy's amazing.
I want to know what qualified Boone to get the managerial job. Like, honestly, he had no experience. Like, honestly,
he was available. That Hal,
because his name.
You can see the interview now. Do you see the Charmin? Do you use Charmin? Yes, sir, I do. You're hired.
Yeah.
Because I need someone to wipe my ass with all the mistakes we're going to make all season long. Guys, I want to talk about this real quick. I know that's going to be a major topic come off season, but you don't have to wait till off season to look at the facts. Are people dying and knocking on the door to come play for the Yankees? I think that trade deadline showed that's not anybody really lining up to be here. I mean, would you, if you were a pro athlete, be like, you know what? They've got it together. We're not the Yankees that we all know anymore.
No.
Tats, do you see this being an issue in the offseason?
The money, though.
I brought it up either last week or the week before on one of our shows. I started to question when you look at the dysfunction in this organization and the lack of direction. What free agent is called? What player is calling his agent, going, please get me to the Bronx, please. Wow. I don't care the offer. I want to be on this team. There's no call like that coming. So yeah,
you said money.
It's in a complete disarray. It's lost its identity. There's no more. The only people with pinstripe pride are the fans.
Yeah, you, Maz, and Donald. It's on your name. Bam! You saw I did there. Shameless plug. Go follow Uncle Grandpa Tats in the Pinstripe Chronicles. TC, you said money, but here's the problem. That used to be a big factor. Now you've got guys right across town, Mr. Cohen over there, saying, let me show what real money is. Right. I mean, that man burned $93 million to buy an entire farm system. So we don't even look like the power muscle money team anymore. We're not that evil empire. I mean, I don't see a single free agent. That used to be amazing, exciting, right? Knowing when the season was over that you could be like, ooh, you can make that wish list and be like, yeah, we can go after that guy. Yeah. We can go after that. I hope they go after. Now you're sitting here being like, shit, who is really going to even take that phone call? I'm not going to take a phone call from Cashman. If I'm any player, like, why would you? Well, let me see. Let me go somewhere I can get an injury that then they'll lie to me about, and then I'll find out 6 months later that I have a concussion. Let me go to a place that doesn't care about anything but just analytics. What is the selling point outside of the history of New York and the Yankees? What is a selling point to UTC on why a free agent would even come here?
Just the prestige of being a Yankee. I mean, I know there's players out there that would love to join the Yankees, but the fact of the matter is they're not going to come if Cashman and Boone, I think, are still here. That has to change.
Yep.
If they're still here, it's the same mentality. They're not going to go over the luxury tax and all that baloney. That's got to go. Hal's got to throw that out the door. And I don't know that it's just a mess. I mean, there's guys that I know there's players that would love to be here. Honestly, I think Juan Soto would love to be here if the right deal could work out, and some moves here and there, but yeah, I mean it's starting to look bad for the team. Like they just don't have the same, that evil empire,
right.
That persona is gone. It really is gone.
Tats, I'll throw it to you, but real quick, we got 65 in the building. We've got 40 on the likes. That means 25 of you were really greedy. Smash the like. Come on, it doesn't cost anything. Look, we give it right back. Tats, go ahead, bro. It's an issue.
There's this scene. I can't remember the show, but you see the clip on YouTube sometimes when they talk about how America's not the greatest country in the world anymore, right? I don't know if anybody knows what I'm referencing, but I had said the Yankees are not the best. They're not the greatest team in the world anymore.
Right.
We used to be. We used to play with pride. We used to love going to the stadium. At one point, do we say maybe some of the blame is on us? We're too hard on the players, especially the players that come in, want to come and sign with us, and the second that they have a little bit of a struggle, we want to run them out of town. Look at the example, the play that reminds me of this. Let's look at IKF. He was we all said it was the worst. How could you bring this guy in and blah blah blah? Look at him this year. Here's a guy that was crying because he was not traded because he wanted to stay here.
Mm-hmm. He gives 150%.
He has completely turned this fan base's opinion of him around. Those are the players that we need. We don't need the people that are coming here because they got the fattest check. There's a sense of pride when you play with this organization, and I think that not only do the players need to be reminded of it, some fans, and I'm not talking about anybody here, because we all, I would say 99.999% of us actually think logically and are very honest with it.
Mm-hmm. We're just passionate.
But you have this part of the fan base that will go and they will chant FL Tuve when they know as soon as they do that, he's going to knock us around. It's like we don't learn from our mistakes.
Yeah.
And we don't take into consideration the players. They're not just trying to adjust to a new team, a new city, new management, new everything. Sometimes adjustments need to take time. Not everything is just going to happen like that.
You see, so here's my problem.
We need to hold ourselves accountable, and we need to actually act as coaches and help these guys out and build them up and say, hey, we want you to do well. We want you here. But we need to have a little more patience with some players.
I agree with you. But I think also on the other side of it is this season is a perfect example of, I think it was Pete that went on that epic rant the other night about accountability.
Yeah, well, exactly.
Right? We can sit here and we can hype up every single one of our players, but there is no structure going on in that building.
None.
There is I don't see anybody outside of Cole that I see has that desire to really win, motivate, lift everybody up. You're not seeing it. You're not seeing that team camaraderie. You're not seeing any of it.
Yeah, could you pull the comment up from Grace? Because she just shoved my words down my throat with class.
Oh, the problem, that one. Grace Monroe coming with Grace under fire. Yeah. The problem is that we demand greatness. It's that the front office doesn't. There's dissonance. If we all demanded greatness, it would be 100%. IKF was playing out of position. That's why we were upset.
Yeah. So All right, I'll just shut up and pass the torch.
Excuse me, Grace. My bad, Grace. You and your facts, all right, Monroe? All right? She said, no, I love you, Tats. Not shoving anything. Oh, yeah, just dig in the salt on the wound, why don't you?
We know what you're saying, Grace.
Tats, I can make you feel better. I really can. Bam! There you go, Tats. Look.
We got to make something out of that. We got to collaborate and figure something out.
It is a new shirt. I want to go back a little bit because I think it was you, or actually I think it was you, TC Steels, that brought up the name Gleyber Torres. And I want to spend a little bit of time on Gleyber, right? Because let's be real. That was the one a lot of this fan base was ready to just trade off, get rid of Gleyber. You know, he's going to be our piece and our asset to get rid of. Are we glad that we did not get rid of Gleyber Torres? Because I'm sorry, if there's any Yankee fan out there that's not thinking that Gleyber has been a major piece for any of the winning that we've had going on over the last couple months, you're crazy. Gleyber has been the most pivotal piece, I think, for us, period. Lately, I'll start with you, TC Steels. Are you still on the we should trade Gleyber Torres in the offseason? Or has he kind of redeemed himself in a shitty season that we're having to say, you know what? I'm sorry we gave up on Gleyber at all.
Yes and no. I mean, as far as this year goes, yeah. I mean, it was we still had a shot at the wild card. I'm glad we didn't, but now at this point, there's no chance. So it really doesn't matter. But he's been a bright spot in our lineup. What happens in the offseason, I don't know. I still think he gets dealt. I don't see a long-term future. I don't think they're going to give him any long-term deal because they've been saying all along Peraza is their future. So I don't know. I don't know what to believe with this organization. They lie and they make up stuff. So
this organization's got us so messed up. It makes us question our own answers. Like, I don't know if my answer's right. I'm sorry, Cashman. I'm sorry, Boone. I don't know if my answer's right.
Yeah, I mean, Peraza's been stuck in the minors almost the whole season. I mean, the guys should be up here, and he's not, and it's just excuse after excuse. And
look at Sheepdog. What's up, Sheepdog? First of all, love the name, and then you got the Boba Fett there. How you doing? They're no longer the Yankees. They're House Stars. Puke emoji. Oh, my God. So cute. Go ahead.
Pretty much. Yeah.
You good there? Tats, where you at with Gleyber?
I had said before the trade deadline, if the move was right, you move him. But I wouldn't push him out the door. But I also would not re-sign him. I would not give him – I don't see him as a long-term answer because of the statement from Hal, Cashman, and everybody in the front office that Volpe and Peraza were the future of the infield.
Right.
Gleyber is slowly – changing my mind on the extension. I don't think that it would be the worst option. If you're able to extend him, he's still young. He still has time.
26.
He might not even hit his peak yet. Right? If you're able to keep him and then move Peraza to maybe third base, there's your solution.
Yep.
Start working well. Eli has been saying it. I'm going to bite my tongue and give him credit. And we love you, Eli. We really do. But maybe start working well at first base, and there's your infield. With Peraza, Volpe, Torres, Wells. And you still have LeMahieu under contract to kind of, work, with Rizzo, and kind of work these young guys into the mix. I think that would really be the perfect storm for me. The problem with Gleyber, when we're analyzing some of these players throughout this season, and not just Gleyber, but overall, it's like when you're taking a test that you timed on and you finish an hour early, and now you start going back and fixing some of your answers.
Yeah,
it's like
second guess.
You know what? The more I think about it, so we still have another month or so of changing our grades on everybody.
Yeah,
right.
There's no clear. We could change our grade on Cole. It's just even Judge. He hasn't been the hottest coming out of the gate, but we all know what he's capable of. So he's
Look,
getting.
I said it, and we'll get on the judge thing, Tats, because I do want to address that. Yeah. TC, I also want to give you kudos, bro, because obviously I watch every Yanks Morning Brew. Granted, I'm backstage and helping produce. But one of the things I always loved when you've talked about Glaber is you've made the statement of, we know what we get in Glaber. We know what we have in Glaber. You're not going to get any surprise from Glaber. You've said that before, and it always made me think that you're right. You know you're going to have that up and down. He's going to find that groove, and then he's going to – so you know what you're getting in him. And, again, this season is a perfect replica of that. The little slump, and then, boom, you get the Glaber highlight. The Glaber goes on his run. You can always tell by that little foot movement. It's going to be that month. He's doing that shit with his front leg again. We're going to have that month of him thinking he's going to do something with it.
Going the other way with the ball. That's his sign of – hitting well. And it could be Casey. Casey might have found something that's unlocked something with Glaber, but I don't know. We're gonna see. We'll see maybe towards the end of the season, and I don't know next year. I mean, if he starts with the team, but I mean, what we think is what the Yankees will do opposite.
No. How about you look at what Grace thinks? Grace, you are killing. Girl, you better calm down this morning. Yeah, Glaber's like that guy you're about to break up with. So he starts acting right, but my mind's already made up. First of all, I didn't know people were reading my playbook, okay? That's the playbook I used to use. Just kidding. Oh, my God. Blue Gold. I want you guys to address this one. Volpe is trash.
Nope.
Oof.
Oh, no. Blue Gold.
Not yet. I wouldn't say that yet.
No, Volpe was put into it. The way I'll put it, if the Yankees were playing to the Yankees level, and Sean, you're right. Thanks for your service.
Love you, my guy. That was beautiful.
When Volpe, there was so much expectations. What's going on, Jonathan? There's so much expectation put on him this year. As the rest of the team started to fall, Volpe was put on that pedestal to keep everything up, and that's a lot of pressure for a rookie, right? We didn't put that. Jeter never had that pressure. He had the core around him; they were all helping each other out. He got Volpe on an island by himself. So no,
Volpe didn't really have a AAA season either.
Volpe was stuck being brought up in a trash year. There's the problem.
Right. We've talked about it, right? And I'll address it too and then throw to you, TC. The reason I got to disagree with you big time, Blue Gold, is when we went into the season and you're bringing a kid up like that and letting him play, you got to let him find himself.
Yeah.
Okay. And you knew you weren't going to get this. Everybody wants an Ellie De La Cruz story. Of course. Who doesn't? Right. You want that instant gratification, but you're not going to always get that. The problem is you're paying so much attention to Volpe because the core around him is trash this season. So he has been put into a position where he wasn't able to learn on the fly. He's having to sit there and just go down with the rest of the ship. Yeah. So yes, is he having an up and down? 100%. But we were never asking him to be Jeter. I've been here publicly begging, let Volpe figure out Volpe. I know it's August, bro. I'm not disagreeing with you with that. But when the rest of the team is still shitting the bed, it's tough. I mean, I'm not telling you you're wrong. To each his own. Trust me, there's a big fan base behind you that's saying Volpe's trash. I get that. Yeah. I'm just saying, from my standpoint, I can't go in on saying Volpe's trash.
No, can we at least say that maybe Volpe's not trash, but Volpe might not be the answer,
or maybe Volpe shouldn't have been at shortstop.
That's true.
They forced the shortstop narrative. Yeah. They forced the Derek Jeter marketing. They forced, hey guys, we're not gonna have a left fielder. We're really shit the bed in free agency. Here's a storyline. Here comes exactly right. Sorry, I said in the beginning, hey, let's see how it works out. Cotton, bold strategy, but should he have not been our second baseman? Yeah. Is that not where he was more comfortable? Yeah.
But look at the difference in his at bats when the team is playing well. Look at the Astros game with all the walks. Look at the patience at the plate from him. He feeds off the energy of the players around him. He feeds off his teammates. That's the player he is. That's not being, doesn't mean you're going to be a superstar or you're going to be the guy to carry the team. But that's the lane that he's comfortable in.
I mean, when you're batting 210 and your all-stars are batting 250, 260, then you got to take a step back and look at it in hindsight. You're like, okay, cool. You're playing like a rookie. If your main guys are 250, 245 batting average, and that's what you're comparing it to, then you got to put that into account too. Like, makes sense. And let's be real. We can then go into a whole other conversation of our lineup. How can anybody succeed when your lineup changes every freaking
That's
day?
The thing. Yeah.
When every day you don't know who's actually going to be out there, who's actually going to play left field. Like, I'm sorry. So I think it makes it a whole wash for the entire season for every single piece, man.
Can we bring it? I know, TC, I know you want to get your 2 cents in. Can we also acknowledge the fact that he's played in every single game since since the call up? He's not, even if he's not in the lineup, he's been pinch hit, pinch run. Maybe a full off day might actually help the kid. Look, I'm an old school guy. I'm an old fart. There should be no off days unless you're hurt or you really there's a bereavement.
No more Cal Ripkins.
No, those guys are gone. We'll never see that again.
Mm-mm.
The closest that we have to that, I think, is Whit Merrifield. How many consecutive games did he play?
Yeah, and you're not going to see that at all anymore with the way the games
100.
played, with the way the money.
Maybe Volpe just really just need, give him a day off. Even if you give him a day off going into an off day, just to let the kid breathe.
Let's look at the chat for a second. All right, let's see. We got Unpop says, Blue Gold, he has shown he is getting better. He was hitting 180 in June. He is close to 210. That's improvement. It is. Is it amazing? Am I doing backflips for it? Hell no. Okay. But it shows there's something. And at times, again, I also put value in the stolen bases, right? The way he throws pitchers off when he's out there looking like a damn Jenga piece, just bouncing around, right? So we got that. NFE said there's not a Volpe problem. There's a team problem. Sheepdog. Lack of pride, no accountability, no fundamentals. You tell him, Bubba Fett. You tell him. All right. You got Sean said DJ and Rizzo are underperforming this year.
Everybody is.
Hype Beast, I hear you, bro. Not giving Volpe a pass. He's not performing. Everyone not named Judge or Cole can kick rocks, in my opinion. And I do not disagree with you. I do not disagree with you. No one gets a pass. Okay. We've said that all season. No one gets a pass. And I agree. If it's not Judge or Cole, then you know what? There's a box that you can ship them all together.
The other thing I want to stress to Blue Gold, and I'm loving the comments in this chat today. Yeah, we're not saying that Volpe gets a pass on criticism. Nobody's doing that. We're just trying to call it as we see it. We see where you're coming from. You're disappointed in his performance. We all are. Yeah. But I'm not me. Not Jigga, not TC. I'm not going to speak for them. For me, I'm not ready to give up on him yet. I still think he has high potential.
Yeah, he does. He has a lot of potential.
Volpe rookie year has been spoiled by the team poor performance. I mean that helps. That does. It plays a part in it. Let's see, Brett Alexander. How you doing, Brett? Brett. First of all, when I see that PFP, my guy, that pink vehicle behind you. Oh my goodness! Wow, right? I see it. I'm just like, damn. The problem is Volpe's ceiling is Gleyber Torres with more speed. Ouch. So we just have to understand that and not expect an elite shortstop. Yo, that might be one of the hottest takes this afternoon, this morning, whatever.
Brett might be onto something.
Oh shit! You know what, Brett? You drive around in that pink caddy, my guy. All right. With that statement right there, I'll ride with you. That was good. Li. Let's see what he's got. I think Volpe hands being so high are a problem because he drops his hands, picks them back up, then goes back to get into a hitting position, and he's beat. Facts. Again, let's also put a little bit of credit on the fact that it literally took a chicken parm to help him understand how to bat. That's another topic. We've talked about that one a lot. Blue Gold, I said it all last year. Volpe was not good. He has a power hitter swing, not good.
That's the thing. He swings for the fence every time up. That is a huge problem. You got to make contact.
Very anxious, but when he's up 2-0 in the count, he gets very anxious to swing.
How about KC? I think I might have a shot to make the bigs now that 220 batting average is acceptable.
That's right, Kevin.
Oh my God, it hurts.
KC, we all could qualify.
Strong Browning. Volpe is doing what Soriano did in his rookie year. 2001,
51. I'd be out there playing left field.
Listen, I'm not gonna fake it and act like I could. Nope, definitely not. All right. Nope. Sheepdog starting to call Volpe the Golden Boy was a huge mistake. Facts. Hector publicly on this show said it day one. Stop putting the title on the kid. Stop bringing up Derek Jeter's name. Stop talking about Volpe as anything other than the rookie who's going to be out there playing shortstop, and let's see what we have in him.
Well,
every stream said the same thing. It was the media that hyped it up, not us.
Right. Yeah, they hype him up, and don't forget all the shortstops we passed up on, and that's what everybody is going to focus on. We passed up on Seager and Simeon and Trey Turner and on and on and on, and this is what we get. This is the guy we have. So that's too much pressure on a kid.
Can we talk about a serious topic? I feel like some of us need to, in the Yankees community, we need to start defending Taylor Swift. Okay? Why is Taylor Swift getting such a bad name thanks to Boone? Okay? Like, it's not fair. Leave Taylor Swift alone. All right?
Be careful. You're going to end up on YouTube like that. Leave her alone.
All right. If you missed it, let's all reset real quick. Make sure to tweet it at us, guys. Tweet it at us.
Do it.
That's going to be my thing that makes me happy all day today. Let's talk about the White Sox again for a second. First of all, I don't know if you guys saw there was a boxing match in baseball this week. Did you see that? I don't know if you guys saw it. It was better than any UFC fight I've seen this year so far. So that was really good.
Down goes Anderson.
What do we got to do to win? Like, I feel like it's such an easy answer, right? Hey, when guys are on base, let's bring them in. Let's actually score.
How about fundamentals? Fundamentals baseball. Can we do that?
Who do we have pitching tonight?
I think Sterling said at the end of the game, over the last 2 games, we have 30 men left, with runners in scoring.
Yeah.
You think of the runs that could have been created through that, which is one solid at bat. It's embarrassing. It really is. It's embarrassing, depressing, any negative expletive you could think of. That's what it's like watching this team. And here we go, day in, day out, putting ourselves this insufferable, season. So we can, just think for everybody in the chat, we watch this for you guys. We don't watch it for ourselves. It's all about
we go through the pain for you, people.
Exactly. Why not?
It's pain to talk about this team every day. Yeah, it is.
Believe me, I'm not watching this team to get away from the family.
That's very true. TC, I mean, we got Schmidt coming on the mound. I mean, do you see anything changing? Like, I mean, is it just me, or do you just go into the games at this point like, well, let's see what happens. We're definitely going to lose this one.
Yeah.
Against the White Sox, we're saying that shit.
Yeah. I go into the game saying, how are they going to figure out a way to lose this game? I mean, it's just mind-boggling. But going back on your talk about scoring runs, there were glimpses this season where I saw them actually bunt a guy over or hit and run, or they stole home IKF, or they did like we're a bunt and steal. They did very little. I mean, why do they just pick and choose 1 or 2 games out of the year? You're like, hey, they're turning a corner. Boone's actually, being smart here. Why does it take all season to do? I mean, to do 1 or 2. Why can't you do that every game? A little bit of something. You're struggling. You can't score. You haven't scored with runners on bases loaded. Try something different. Like I said before, IKF came up with bases loaded. He's not a power hitter. Lay a bunt down. They were playing back everywhere. Take advantage of the circumstance or what they're giving you. And they don't. They just want to swing for the fence and stick by the book, the analytics, and they're not going to win that way ever. And I turn on the game and there it is. I'm expecting a loss.
Look at the way the White Sox approached the game. They're up 3-1 at one point. Did they just sit back and go, and anybody, a blind person would see the score and be like, all right, 3 runs on the Yankees, we're good.
Yeah.
No, they kept tacking on runs. They had, 2-1, no out. What they do, they bunted the runners over. Actually, the bunt was put down, it was misplaced so bad.
Canley dropped it.
He ended up having, oh, God. Poor Canley. That was not a happy birthday. Excuse my language. But that was not a happy birthday at all for Canley. Because he blew it. He blew it.
He broke. I think he might not be able to play again because he broke Aaron Boone's bubble gum He busted.
Oh, that's right. That's it.
No.
That's it.
That's it.
Yeah, two things you don't do. You don't mimic Rihanna. You don't mimic Rihanna, and you don't touch the bubble gum. Okay, under his umbrella.
Pathetic.
Do it in the chat. Little plug real quick, guys. September 23rd. Come hang out with your boys. We've got the YANKEES fam, the Morning Brew Sports fam. We're all getting together. Sucker Punch Sports Bar. We've got that thing rented out. You got an hour open bar. You got swag and giveaways all night. You got, did I mention open bar? Sorry, I had to say it again. All right. Grab your tickets. Links in the chat. I saw there was one in the chat. I want to bring it up.
Everyone's got to go just to
Questions from
see you.
Christopher. I don't know if it's cancel or cancel. Either way, Chris says, question, guys. Why were you pissed off when Booney was kicked out of the game after arguing with the ump? I thought that was supposed to fire up the team. So we addressed this in the beginning.
Yeah.
All right. But we'll answer it for you since you were a little late, Chris. All right. All right, Chris. That right there. Here's why I was pissed, Chris. It was a strike. It was not called for at that time. It was literally just an act. And at the end of the day, I'm sorry, but the ump schooled Booney. Laz gave it back to him, hard as can be, put him in his place. It was just, it just wasn't the day, wasn't the time. It was just, to me, it was just show. I'm sorry.
He looked like a fool.
Yep.
Right? Yeah, it really did.
Yeah.
There's a time and place when you want to go and show up the umpire and argue.
Yeah, and he was calling it both sides.
3 innings before that.
Yeah,
you know, it was too late. It was too late. The team had already been playing like crap, and you're arguing, the strike zone that was a consistent strike zone, and on a pitch that was a freaking strike. So you completely misread the whole situation. That's why we're getting on him. It's the timing of it. It was terrible timing.
You see this in here, TC Steels? Unpopular opinion throws a stat. Yankees for the last 3 seasons have had at least one 10-game winning streak. In 2010, 10 games. 2021, 13 games. 2022, 11 games. Do you think the 2023 team can have a 10-game winning streak?
No.
You know what? I think the best way to answer that one is no.
Have they won more than 3 in a row this year? I mean, that's a stat.
Twice. I think I can't even. That's how bad it is. You can't even tell off the top of your head.
Yeah, they're around 500, so they win 1, they lose 1. They win 2, they lose 2. That's all season long. It's been like that.
No, and they're not designed to go on win streaks like that, because you go up 2 games in a series, and then they put out the punt lineup.
That's right.
Because they got to rest up for the next series. They're not. They're planning. They plan too far ahead.
Way ahead. Mm-hmm.
Play for each game. Like you're fighting for your playoff life right now, but let's give scheduled off days to players. It's just ridiculous.
Yeah, they should.
I love how NFE said, "What's a win streak?" I don't know, bro. We're all trying to figure out what a win streak is.
I thought you rested players early in the season so they would be ready for the dog days of August and September. But apparently that's not
they have a different
the case.
They have a different recipe.
Yeah, you rest them till September, and then last week of the season you make a push.
Like the Yankees marinate the steak after it's cooked.
All right, guys. Before we wrap it up, Hector, I hope we did you proud, my guy. Hector, all right. Number 1, prayers over to Hector. Your pops.
Have a safe
flight. We love you, bro. Everybody in the chat, thank you guys so much for always rocking out. I know I'm a horrible backup plan for Hector. Nobody does it like that guy does. How are we feeling tonight?
You're just fine. You're just fine.
Before we go, TC.
Yeah.
How are we feeling tonight? What is your prediction? Come on, shock everybody.
You got to show some optimism, huh? Today we shocked the world and we win 8-1.
Oh shit!
We score 8 runs. Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, a public service announcement: don't do drugs. Uncle Grandpa Tats.
8-1, a win. 8-1.
He can't even recover.
He just completely just.
I don't know what I ate this morning. Something's like I don't know.
No, it's. I'm trying to.
said be optimistic.
Which, you know what? We do have Schmidt on the mound, right? So I actually think this could be. I'm going to say 5-4 Yankees. I think Schmidt's actually going to hold it down, but I think that the Yankees do sneak out a win tonight. But it's not going to be easy.
I'm going with the 4-2 loss. Another one of these. Oh yeah, baby. Idiot. Yeah, I don't know, guys. Even the guys in the chat, you know.
Sean Browning has 10-1.
6-3. Oh, Sean Browning. Vengeance and win 10-1.
He's with me.
Oh man. Y'all smell.
He had a couple too many monsters.
The optimism. We need it.
Let's go.
It seems like it. Jeez. Tats, man. Appreciate you, bro. Coming to hang out with us.
Much
filling in this morning.
You're the
guys,
man,
those of you in the chat,
go see that. Go check out that channel.
I'm about to say, y'all know who Uncle Grandpa Tats is at this point, but for those of you new in the chat, we appreciate you. Go give him a sub and a follow as well. Hit us up. Smash the like on the way out. Any last words before we bounce, Tats?
Just prayers to Hector. That's the only thing on my mind right now. It's just making sure Hector's in a positive state of mind and that we all coming back.
Awesome.
We're with you,
TC. And
before we go, we're all here. We're all a family. Tats, thank you for helping out the show. We're rallying around Hector. Jigga, I mean, great show, great filling in. I mean, you're not a fill-in. You're the man behind the scenes. You always do. I
had to put pants on this morning just for this. I got pumped
your stuff. You're a legend. I've watched your stuff from years past. I mean, we all love you. Thanks for putting up with us and putting out a good show. I wish there was other good things to say about the Yankees, optimism, but just hang in there, guys. Hang in there.
Chat, we love you. We appreciate you guys. Smash that like on the way out. Hit the sub. And you know what? Do me a favor, chat. When you go to smack the subby, do it this way. Bam! Just like that. Smack it. Smack it.
Make that face.
I'm done. I'm losing my voice. Deuces. We love you all. We'll see you later.
Peace out, guys.
Si tú te tiras, yo me tiro, 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 tiro. Si tú te tiras, yo me tiro, 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 tiro. Si tú te tiras, yo me tiro, 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 tiro. Si tú te tiras, yo me tiro, 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 tiro. Si tú te tiras, me tiro. Envidian por su estilo. Todo estaba tranquilo, pero llegaste sola al partido. Y baby, no me voy de aquí sin ti. Todo lo que estás sintiendo lo quiero sentir. Tu enojo, tu coraje, como llegaste aquí. Cantando que Lani, baby, dámela a mí. Por la T-Dress, joven por la T-Dress. Hop in the phantom, Wazzy y dress. Si quieres, pues nos vamos donde quieras, bebé. Me gusta como hablas, tiene un lindo accent brasilera. Ven y navega.